Aloha and welcome to another video. My name is Taylor Norris and I'm an astrologer and Reiki master teacher. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you about the Cancer solstice on June 20th, June 21st, depending on where you are in the world. We're going to look at the galactic alignments, the aspects in the chart, the interesting themes and patterns, focusing on the galactic aspects and the medical astrology aspects. But really, overall, this Cancer solstice, in analyzing the chart and really tuning into it, really feels very, very beautiful. It feels very, very grounding and connected to nature and the seasons, the cycles of the earth, the beginning of summer, the beginning of winter, depending on your hemisphere. And there is a real appreciation and beauty in embodiment, our connection with our bodies, our physical well-being with the earth, with nature, with the sacred waters, the plants, and the animals. And as we'll see in the galactic chart, there are many different stars which the planets of our solar system are aligning to. And so as we tune into and receive the energies of Cancer solstice through our beautiful sun that's entering the first degree of the first water sign in the 12 signs of the zodiac. When the sun enters Cancer, this is marking the Cancer solstice, the change of the season. So we're tuning into the energies of the sun, starting a brand new season. But through the positions of the planets, we also have a chance to align to the higher frequencies of stars beyond our solar system. And the stars that are in alignment with our planets, the planets aligning to these stars way out in the reaches of the Milky Way galaxy, are giving us a chance to receive new cosmic color rays coming through these different stars, and tune in and listen for guidance from different parts of ourselves, enlightened star beings, and really reach into more of our potential as human beings, working with the higher frequencies, exploring and expanding and building our light bodies, and responding to these subtler solar rays, planetary rays, and stellar rays that are always pouring into our solar system and into the earth. And as we become more conscious, we can receive and respond and co-create more with these rays, being greater relationship with these rays, with these star consciousnesses, with these planetary consciousnesses, with the enlightened beings of these stars and planets as well. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at the chart. So here on the left-hand side, we have the astrology chart for the moment that the sun enters the sign of Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal water sign, so it's water in motion. It's initiating, catalyzing water. Very emotional, mystical, spiritual, intuitive, feeling, holding, nourishing, nurturing energy, ruled or guided by the light of the moon. And we can see as the sun enters Cancer this year, it is approaching a conjunction with Jupiter, who is newly in the sign of Cancer. And I must say, before I keep exploring this chart and some of the other transiting aspects that are coming up, let me know, how do you feel since Jupiter has entered Cancer? Has it been a perceptible shift for you or not? So Jupiter entered Cancer on Monday, June 7th, June 8th, depending on where you are in the world. And I have felt so much better personally. It's been really nice, a nice transition from that very airy, frenetic, mental, kind of scattering, air in motion energy of Gemini to soothing, nurturing, nourishing, grounding, safe, feeling, mothering energy of Cancer. So let me know how that transition has been for you. Before the moment of solstice, there are two aspects that I mentioned in my previous video or videos, and those are June 14th, 15th. Mars is squaring Uranus, zingy zangy energy, galactic energy. You can refer to my previous video for a little bit more on that. And June 15th, we have Jupiter square Saturn, and then Jupiter will move into its exact square of Neptune, both Saturn and Neptune in the early degrees of Aries. And I was really grateful that in teaching the last class that I taught, Jupiter entering Cancer, looking at the astrology and Reiki journeying with Jupiter in Cancer and beyond. It was a very cosmic class, very multidimensional class. Thank you to everyone who was a part of that class. The key word that came in for that Jupiter Saturn square, the Jupiter Neptune square, because Saturn and Neptune are together in Aries, they're operating as a unit. We got a good keyword for that, and that was orientation or reorientation. And that was coming through Archangel Shemael. And this is a moment, with the solstice, with this first quarter square of aligning to your higher guidance, to that alignment with your life purpose and your soul purpose. And maybe you're completely already there, but there's always more. There's always greater alignment. There's always greater expansion too with Jupiter there. There's always greater spiritual connection available with Neptune being a part of the square. There's also greater stability, stabilizing structure, solidifying authority and confidence with Saturn's presence in this square. So could be a new action. If there is some kind of recalibration, reorientation, that the astrology is assisting with this, the cosmic cycles of evolution, where each of us are in our own evolutionary paths in alignment with our own soul and spirit's truth, our life purpose, our mission, why we are here. And so there can be this sense of like, I'm ready to take the next step, the next action, the next expansion, the next commitment, the next level of spiritual commitment with Saturn and Neptune as a part of this square as well. And that this is something that's going to make us feel good because we have the sun right there in the square as well. And the sun will be emphasizing it as it continues its transit through Cancer. So this is nothing to be afraid of in terms of our own personal spiritual evolution, even if, in the outside world, it might be manifesting in bumpier ways. There are definitely very positive, higher frequency, high vibe expressions of this energy as well. So that is all there. Now, dialing into this summer solstice, Cancer solstice, winter solstice, depending on where you are. That's why the Cancer solstice is a good word for it. It's the more global orientation to share about this moment. We have some other aspects we have here. The sun with Betelgeuse and Polaris stars in trine with Haumea in the Shapley attractor. Wow, wow, wow. This is a harmonious flow of energy within the water element, Cancer and Scorpio. So emotional, mystical, magical, intuitive, nourishing, nurturing, very much tuning in and feeling our way, intuiting, going within to access greater well-being, greater insights, greater awarenesses downloads, spiritual contact, rebirth, regeneration with Haumea's presence there. And you can see she's in aspect 2. She's in conjunction with Vesta, who appears to have just stationed direct in this chart. Haumea is traveling retrograde at this time from our perspective on Earth here. So there's a real internalization of that well-being and rebirth, regeneration, new Earth ideas, and support for more of those new Earth, heaven on Earth, new paradigm types of ideas and connections and creative projects and initiatives. And maybe it's not something that's outwardly manifesting, but there's that feeling of that regeneration that's taking place, that inspiration is building and arising and bubbling up from within. And this is being highlighted and amplified by the sun's alignment every Cancer solstice with our pole star Polaris. Jupiter just washed through and really allowed us greater contact with this Polaris star. It's the star in the tail of the little bear, Ursa Minor, and a sacred star in esoteric astrology. It is one of the 3 stars or areas of stars where the 7 rays of the source, the 7 colors, are said to flow through. Ursa Major, the greater bear, Ursa Minor, the little bear, Polaris star in particular, as well as Pleiades and Sirius. So very, very sacred stars. And we can have that attunement to our higher selves, our future selves, our true, authentic, divine selves, these greater aspects of soul and spirit, guidance, informing any kind of reorientation, recalibration that may need to take place, any kind of action that's upwelling within that. And we're likely to get it here. We're likely to get it with the support of this grand trine, or this trine rather, this harmonious flow of energy and water that's taking place, that the promise of success is here with the sun in its alignment with Betelgeuse star in the shoulder of Orion, that there's healing, there is power that is coming through perhaps soul experiences and guides of the Orion light who know the process and the mysteries and the secrets and the codes of how to go from intense polarization into unification, into coherence and clarity and oneness and peace within their planets, within Orion's star system. So really, really ancient knowledge, wisdom, beauty, abundance, success, flourishing coming through this particular alignment. Sun, Betelgeuse, Polaris, Haumea, Shapley, and in that listening too for galactic contact, expanded consciousness coming through Shapley attractor, refinements of our channeling abilities, mediumistic abilities, abilities to tap into the invisible realms, very supported here. We also have Venus aligned with Almach star in Andromeda constellation, opposing Juno, asteroid goddess Juno, who is retrograde at the moment of this Cancer solstice. And so we have Venus, our divine feminine, aligned with this beautiful divine feminine star of Andromeda constellation, which is a divine feminine constellation. Andromeda is the princess in the sky, and that star is connected with nature, the fairy realms, and more the magical and etheric realms of light and beauty and color, and like the magic of the forest, the magic of the fairies, the songs of the forest and the songs of the fairies, and really very magical realms here. So there's an appreciation and connection with nature, with beauty, within our spiritual commitment to be in alignment with beauty and nature, our loyalty to the earth, And we could have here an opportunity to receive those blessings of nature, greater expansion of our divine feminine inner essence, and appreciation of nature, our bodies, and our listening and receiving abilities in nature. The moon at 0 degrees, 29 minutes of Taurus is aligned with Mirach star, the alpha star in Andromeda constellation. So very strong divine feminine energy. The moon, a divine feminine, beautiful divine mother energy for us to connect with, aligning to this divine feminine star Mirach of receptivity. And the moon is opposing Haumea, which I was just speaking about, the dwarf planet named after the Hawaiian goddess of birth and regeneration and abundance and such amazing, beautiful, creative power. So this is also speaking to our receptivity for even greater new earth ideas and inspirations, and Andromedan contact is very highlighted potentially here. And that can come in with strong purple light. And these beings of Andromeda are also very gifted with their space travel as well. So there could be opportunities to go exploring in space, in meditations and journeys, and in our dreams to explore Andromeda constellation, and even exploring Andromeda galaxy as well. So take advantage of that if that sounds like fun. The moon in Mirach star, moon aligned with Mirach star, is also trining Mars in alignment with Regulus star in Leo constellation. So this is what's called an easy opposition, where we have moon in Taurus opposite Haumea in Scorpio, and we have moon in trine with Mars in Virgo. So Mars in Virgo, ordinarily very hardworking, very service to other oriented, and in alignment with Regulus star. This is one of the royal stars. It's guided by Archangel Raphael, the holy healer. Very, very gifted, beautiful green orb, emerald green orb, or could come through other colors, other ways. We all have our different ways of perceiving the angels and archangels, but this is a very deeply healing alignment for our divine masculine, for our action, for our motivation to be aligning here, the divine masculine receiving a healing at this time. And with this, we have a chance to really orient and attune to the magical realms of Regulus star in Leo constellation, Leo the lion. And Regulus, a star in the heart of Leo the lion, is just like the magical worlds of Avatar movies, minus the violence. Just in my experience with this star, again, it can show up in so many different ways depending on where, how you perceive it, what level of consciousness, what dimension of the star you're interacting with, what level of consciousness the beings of the star and its planets you're interacting with. But in my experience with Regulus, it's like all the magical creatures, the magical creatures we know of on Earth, and the galactic magical creatures, new varieties and species of creatures, new varieties and different species of plants, and so much life and life force and color. It almost has a feel like how you would imagine like ancient Lemuria of the earth, where everything is just dripping and bursting with life force. So we can explore this star too. This feels like a very blessed alignment here to tune into at this time with Regulus, and Regulus in its nemesis. So what not to do here with Mars aligning with Regulus is to take revenge. Should you be considering to take revenge at this time for some kind of wrongdoing, this is not something to do. This comes from the work of Bernadette Brady in her study and research on Regulus stars. So if you're considering taking revenge, which you probably aren't if you're watching this video, but that would not be the direction to go at this time. Tune into the magical energy of Regulus star and planets, and the healing light of Archangel Raphael can help us practice forgiveness and empathy and compassion and heal any hard feelings or any kind of burdens or sense of being wronged that we may be working with at this time. Now, that angelic frequency is also streaming through Mercury, which is currently at 21 degrees of Cancer, 51 minutes, and Mercury is opposing Lyra ring nebula, and Mercury in the water sign Cancer in trine with the North Node, which is aligned to the North Node in Pisces, aligned with Markab star and Pegasus constellation, the star of stability, the star of the unicorns and ancient Celtic knowledge and wisdom and earth magic, and just so many beautiful healing gifts with Markab star. So Lyra ring nebula is a galactic, interstellar, interdimensional, inter-universe, truly multidimensional portal, beautiful, colorful portal in Lyra constellation, or in the area of sky occupied by the Lyran stars, Lyra constellation, the harp, the vulture. So this particular portal has a very strong angelic frequency, so we can tune in. This is Mercury, this is our minds, this is our consciousness, this is our lower mind, our communication. We can be in listening, in receiving messages, in dialogue with the angelic forces and frequencies and multi-dimensional information streaming through Lyra ring nebula. So, there's a lot of opportunity to be listening, receiving guidance, receiving greater activations of our intuitive and channeling capacities at this time, in our higher guidance, in our own inner mystical, spiritual, meditative journeying, Reiki connections, however we practice our spirituality and access our higher guidance, is coming through in many, many different aspects and alignments. So be listening here, spend some time in quiet, spend some time in nature. And now turning to our very practical parts of this exploration. In medical astrology, this is coming through the work and study of Judith Hill and the Jyotish tradition, the science of light, this ancient Vedic and ancient Indian tradition of the science of light, that with the Taurus moon, this moon in this sign, which is very important, by the way, to be tuning into the moon at Cancer solstice, because Cancer zodiac sign is guided by the moon in alignment with Mirach star in Taurus, our receptivity. But this makes it even more important here. This is why I'm talking about the Taurus moon in particular. So the moon is magnetic in Taurus. It's warm, slow. Oh, this is so nice. Again, after so much Gemini, and we have Uranus about to enter Gemini. We have, which is an air sign, Pluto in Aquarius, another air sign. We're about to have a whole lot more air energy. So it's really nice to have this Taurus moon grounding, stabilizing, magnetizing, highly magnetic, beautifying, aphrodisiac, very sensual. It can bring to Taurus moon is exalted in the zodiac sign of Taurus, pain and anxiety relief, nervous system soothing and settling, strong appetite. We may want to eat a lot, and what we eat may taste very, very good and very, very pleasing. So this is one to get in the kitchen, have some good food, be in the garden, be with the plants, be with the nature. and really delight in your senses. The senses will be enhanced. Taurus moon fixes form, it concentrates energy, builds. This is a builder's moon. It calms, strengthens, nutrifies, nourishes. It's pleasant and relaxing. Things to be mindful of, because everything tastes good and we have a strong appetite, we can eat too much. So watching for that. So to be mindful of swelling, pooling, impactions, obstructions, vomiting. So this can happen, probably not terribly likely, but it is a possibility when the moon is in earth signs that if you eat too much, it might come back up. Or especially with new medications, there is a greater likelihood of them coming back up if they are being given for the first time when the moon is in an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Again, with medical astrology, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner. I do have a background as a holistic health coach, and I'm an astrologer. So I'm sharing this for informational and entertainment purposes, not for diagnostic purposes. So with the Taurus moon, energy, mucus, and fluid are pulled to the Taurus body zone, and the Taurus body zone includes the throat, ears, neck, lower brain, the lower jaw, the tongue, mouth, trachea, upper esophagus, thyroid gland, the teeth, especially the lower teeth, the mandible, and the cervical spine, the cervical vertebra. So it's good to nourish your Taurus body zone. Now turning to our sun in Cancer, the sun is our vital force. So the sun is illuminating and infusing the Cancer body zone with vital force. So wonderful vital force energy within Cancer body zone, which includes the stomach, the breasts, the elbows, armpits, the uterus when pregnant, the rib cage, spleen, and thoracic duct. So in terms of our health, the water element is greatly emphasized. Moisture is increasing, and this is a very fertile, the most fertile zodiac sign, Cancer here. So very, very fertile sign, very watery, water element, moisture rich sign here with the sun starting our Cancer solstice. As always, you are welcome to attend the free Cancer New Moon Distant Reiki Share June 23rd. And I'm super excited about the next class I'm teaching July 7th. Uranus, Ingress, Gemini, Mysteries Revealed, Intuitive Galactic Astrology and Reiki Journey class. This is going to be so cool. The information is already starting to come in, and I will be working on the course content in the days and weeks to come. And we will be going into the Pleiades very, very deeply, into the esoteric astrology, deeply into the occult, down the rabbit hole. I am digging for this class, digging in the intuitive realms and in terms of the research and what I can find and what's been written and shared with regard to the Pleiades and more of the esoteric information. Looking forward to this class. TaylorNorrisReiki.com is where to find me. I offer one-on-one astrology readings, soul readings, galactic astrology readings, Reiki journey sessions, and of course, the new moon distant Reiki shares in my Reiki Astro Reiki classes, which combine my two passions, astrology and Reiki. So many blessings to you. May your Cancer solstice be abundant, magical, miraculous, and filled with so much love, so much light, so much inspiration, and divine galactic contact, beautiful health and well-being, absolute flourishing, wishing you well and so much love. Aho, amen, namaste. It is true, and so it is. Mahalo.